Back on another Tuesday night talk. Just want to welcome you to Facebook and YouTube Live. I want to start off straight from the shoulder by saying I do not have rights to this music. It's my man, the late great Marvin Gaye, and he's telling you what's going on. He's saying this back in the 70s. Here it is, 2023. I'm saying the same thing. What's going on? Listen to that. Listen to this. There's far too many of us dying. Yeah. You know we got to find a way. My topic tonight is no shots fired. My subtopic, living in America. I want to start out with this music just to set it up, just to put you in the groove. Hopefully I can reach and touch everybody across America and across the world. That's my prayer. Please share this. I'm trying to make December the 1st a no shots fired day. I know I'm just one person, but guess what? Moses was by himself when he prayed to God and asked him not to destroy everybody for worshiping another God. And God listened to him. So I'm hoping that God listened to me. I'm hoping he touched each and every one of y'all's heart. I'm hoping he touched each and every one of y'all mind. Because this is personal for me. I lost a brother. His birthday is tomorrow, August 16th. He would have been 57. He was 33 years old when he was shot 5 times in the chest. So some people might say, how much longer are you going to be doing this, Big C? For the rest of my life. How long will I be trying to stop someone else from having to go through the pain that my mom and my brothers and sisters had to go through, and my dad and my family members? It crushed all of us. And to my young boys, young girls out there, my young adults, men and women, when you take another person's life, that person is no longer with us. It's the people that they leave behind that have to grieve. So I'm asking each and every one of y'all to think 3 times before you make a move. Don't just operate from emotion. Talk to somebody, vent, let it out. Confide in your pastor, go to church, talk to yourself, find your friend, talk to a loved one. Let's stop killing each other. Quit reacting and let's start responding. You feeling me? I'm gonna come with some stats tonight. Thank you, Robbie. I had my wife to play that for me in about 2.5 minutes. She wanted to cut that out, but guess what? I wanted to set it off. Let's go into our show. Our topic, no shots fired. Subtopic, living in America. First of all, I'd like to say that this information that I'm going to be speaking on tonight are statistics that was retrieved from the Pew Research Center. Now, some of y'all might be saying, who is the Pew Research Center? I'm glad you asked, because their mission and code of ethics are their purpose of the Pew Research Center, the values of Pew Research Center, they call the center, describing this code of ethics and implemented through the center's internal policies and practice, independence, objectivity, accuracy, humility, transparency, and innovation are indispensable to the mission and success of the center. All center directors, officers, and employees are guardians of these attributes and of the public trust that flows from them. It's the real deal. Their mission. The center generates a foundation of facts and that enriches the public dialogue and supports sound decision making. I want to say that again. The mission of the center. It generates a foundation of facts that enriches the public dialogue and supports sound decision making. Remember I said to respond instead of react? Our empirical research on a wide range of topics helps United States and international policymakers, civic leaders, educators, and the public at large understand and address some of the world's most challenging problems. Our public opinion surveys allow the voice of the people to be heard, and our demographic, economic, and political analysis provide context to understand how the world is changing. What's going on? They are a nonprofit, nonpartisan, a non-advocacy. I am a nonprofit. You see me wearing my adolescent to adults gear. You see my poster in the background. I am 501c authorized. If you want to support what I'm doing and help me out here and try to help make this world a better place, you can cash out me at $Big C 3222. Once again, that's $Big BIGC 3222. And it is tax deductible. We believe that better information can build a better world. I'm including myself with the center because that's one of my mottos. We believe that better information can build a better world. If you know better, you should act better. Fact-based information is the field democracy run on the raw material from which societies identify problems and construct solutions. I like that. Where we use fact-based information is the fuel democracy run on the raw materials from which societies identifies problems and constructs solutions. Everybody got a problem. But how many people are offering solutions? The Center founding documents. What we know about the increase in the U.S. murders in 2020 by John Gramlich. The U.S. murder rate rose 30% between 2019 and 2020, the largest single year increase in more than a century. That's 100 years. According to the data published this month by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the finding aligned with a separate tabulation of the nation's murder rate published in September by the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation. The Center for Disease Control tracks murders by analyzing information contained in the death certificates. The FBI tallies murders by collecting information from thousands of law enforcement agencies across the country. Despite their different methodologies, both sources point to a sharp rise in the U.S. murder rate during the pandemic year of 2020, even as the rate itself remained well below the level of early decades. Below are some key takeaways from two new sets of government data. How they did this. The year-over-year increase in U.S. murder rate in 2020 was the largest since at least 1905, possibly ever. According to the provisional data from the Center for Disease Control, final data is not expected to differ much from the provisional data. There were 7.8 homicides every 100,000 people in the United States in 2020, up from six homicides per every 100,000 people the year before. The rise in the nation's murder rate last year far exceeded 20% increase measured in 2001, which was driven by the terrorist attack of September 11, 9/11. A chart showing the U.S. murder rate rose by nearly a third in 2020, marking one of the biggest annual increases on record. Last year's increase in the murder rate may have even exceeded the one measured in 1905, according to Dr. Robert Anderson, who oversees mortality statistics for the Center for Disease Control, National Center for Health Statistics. Anderson noted earlier this month that the 1905 increase was at least partly due to more states submitting data to the National Death Register as opposed to an actual rise in murder. The Center for Disease Control has not yet published the total number of murders in the United States in 2020, but according to the FBI, there were 21,570 murders last year, up 29% from 16,669 in 2019, and the highest annual total since 1995. The FBI figures include non-negligent homicides as well as murders, but the agency figures are incomplete because not all law enforcement agencies submit data. A map showing that the murder rate increased in most states in 2020. Most states saw their murder rate go up between 2019 and 2020. At least 8 states saw their murder rate rise by 40% or more last year. That is sad. 8 states saw their murder rate rise by 40% or more last year, with the largest percentage increase in Montana, plus 84%, South Dakota, plus 81%, Delaware, plus 62%, and Kentucky, plus 61%. According to the CDC, higher than average increases also occurred in several heavily populated states, including New York, 47%, Pennsylvania, 39% increase, Illinois, 38% increase, Ohio, 38% increase, California, 36% increase. The Center for Disease Control does not yet have full year data of New Hampshire and Vermont. Firearms were involved in 77% of all the murders. I'm gonna say that again. You heard me what I said. Firearms were involved in 77% of murders for which data was available in 2020, up from 73% in 2019, according to the FBI. As long been the case, handguns were involved in the majority of the guns murdered, while rifles and shotguns accounted for much smaller proportions. A sizable share of gun murders in 2020 involved an unknown type of firearm. As you very well know, they letting everybody carry weapons now. You don't have to have a concealed handgun license. You can just carry it. And basically what's happening is that people are just overreacting. I got a gun on me. I'm going to shoot you before you shoot me. That's why the murder rate is up. That's what's going on. Come on, my brothers and sisters. Let's be smart in there. Let's quit killing each other. You feeling me? Come on, let's just cut it out, man. I mean, you heard me say there's a difference between a weapon and a gun. A weapon is used to defend yourself. A gun is used to murder. I'm not saying don't have a weapon at home so you can defend yourself if somebody try to break into your house or try to attack you or rob you, et cetera, et cetera. But we out here killing each other over 50 cents. You feeling me? The percentage of murders that were solved, known as the clearance rate, declined from 61% in 2019 to 54% in 2020, according to the FBI. The murder clearance rate refers to the share of homicides that are closed through the arrest, charging and referral of a suspect for prosecution or due to exceptional circumstances, such as the death of a suspect or a victim refusing to cooperate with a prosecution. Clearance rates are calculated based on the number of offenses closed in a given calendar year, even if the crime may have occurred in the prior year. It is not yet clear why murders rose dramatically in 2020. Experts have pointed to a variety of potential causes, including the economic and societal change brought on by the coronavirus pandemic and change in police community relations after the murder of George Floyd in Minnesota last year. But the exact reason remains unclear. What's going on? It's us. We are overreacting, my brothers and sisters. That's what's happening. They say it's unclear. It is clear. We're reacting instead of responding. Let's learn to talk our way out of a situation. Or if you see somebody getting on your nerve, stay out around that person. If you go around that person, your blood pressure go up, you get upset, avoid that person. I'm just trying to be proactive, my brothers and sisters. I'm out here as a mentor, a nonprofit adolescent to adults. I'm a member of Partners in Education, a mentoring organization that's in the Mansfield Independent School District. I go behind the walls with Bill Glass Prison Ministry, talking to inmates, and I hear stories, and I come out and I share them with my brothers and sisters out here that hasn't got there yet, trying to prevent them from going there. You see what I'm saying? So if we try, we can make this world a better place. But if we just sit back and say, it ain't none of my business, then it's just going to continue to get worse. Let's be like Moses. Let's intervene. You feel me? The FBI data, at least shows that murder wasn't the only form of violent crime to go up last year. The rate of aggravated assault rose by nearly 12% between 2019 and 2020. Okay, you know what that's happening, right? Drugs. And since aggravated assault is by far the most common type of violent crime tracked by the FBI, the overall violent crime rate in the United States has increased in 2020 by about 5%. Two other kinds of violent crime tracked by the FBI, rape and robbery, declined in 2020. A line graph shows that the United States murder rate rose sharply in 2020, but remains below previous high. Despite rising sharply in 2020, the U.S. murder rate remains below the levels of the early 1990s. The 2020 homicide rate of 7.8%, that's 7.8 people out of 100,000 per 100,000 people, was 22% below the rate in 1991. There were 10 homicides per 100,000 people, and far below the rates recorded in much of the 1970s and 80s, according to the Center for Disease Control. As in this case, for violent and property crime rates, more broadly, the United States murder rate has generally trended downward in recent decades, though 2020 was an obvious exception. Americans remain far less likely to die from murder than from other causes. You see that? I'm gonna say that again. Americans, living in America, Americans remains far less likely to die from murder than from other causes, including from suicide and drug overdose. The U.S. murder rate in 2020 was 42% lower than suicide rate, 13.5 deaths per 100,000. You see that? Come on, man. What's going on? The murder rate is lower than the suicide rate, meaning people are killing themselves more than they're killing each other. We have got to try to get out here and intervene. We have got to make a change. We have got to intervene with our young men and young women, young boys and girls. We have got to try to make this world a better place. America remains far less likely to die from murder than from other causes, including from suicide and drug overdose. The U.S. murder rate in 2020 was 42% lower than the suicide rate, 13.5 deaths per 100,000 people commit suicide. And 71% below the mortality rate for drug overdose. Look at that number there. 27.1 deaths per 100,000. As of the 3rd of the 2020, the Center for Disease Control data shows overdose. When you OD from drugs, that's suicide also. Add 27 and then 13. What you looking at? 40. So almost half of the deaths in America are coming from suicide or ODing on drugs. When you OD on drugs, you commit suicide. You kill yourself. If you don't pick it up, you ain't got to put it down. But if you already have established a habit, don't stop. Quit. I used to drink all the time. I've been alcohol-free since November 28, 2015. That's why I'm telling you, if you have a habit, quit. Don't stop. If you stop, you're going to come up with a reason to start back. Oh, this is the day my brother got murdered. This is the day my mama died. My sister got a cold. So-and-so, Leroy got shot. You'll come up with excuses to go back to their drug. I've been there, done that. I'm not telling you something I read in the book. I'm telling you something that I've done. But when I quit, I said, you know what? I'm done. Because I stopped 67 times. Just figure of speech. But when you quit, you don't start back. You feel me? Now you think about that again. 27% of the deaths out of 100,000 comes from a drug overdose. 13% comes from suicide. When you add that together, both of them are suicide. 40% of the deaths in America out of 100,000 people comes from suicide. Come on, man. A line graph shows, and I'm not going to put any statistics up, that about 6 in 10 Americans now say violent crime is a very big problem in America. 60%, that's 6 in 10, says that violent crime is a very big problem in America. That's not to say that Americans aren't concerned about violent crime. In a July 2021 Pew Research Center survey, 61% of the U.S. adults said violent crimes is a very big problem in the United States country today, up from 41% in 2020. And let me go back to that data because I came too far down. Okay, up from 41% of June of 2020 and the highest percentage measured since at least the fall of 2018. In the July poll, Americans were more likely to describe violent crime as a very big problem than to say the same thing about 5 other issues asked about in the survey. The federal budget deficit, 50% said that this was a very big problem. Climate change, 47%. Racism, 45%. Economic inequality, 44%. And illegal immigration, 43%. Since June of 2020, Americans have also become more supportive of increasing local police funding in their communities. In a separate center survey conducted in September, 47% of the U.S. adults said that they favor an increase in funding for police in their area, up from 31% last June. Support for reducing local police funding declined from 25% to 15%. Why? Because murder rate went up, crime rate went up, violent crime goes up. But listen, my brothers and sisters, we ain't got to just sit back and wait on the police because they have to respond. We can get involved ourselves. Let's get involved. Volunteer in your community. Volunteer in your school district. Go to a football game. Go to a police officer and say, what can I do to help? Go down to your school district, do a background check. Go out there to school and just walk around. The other day, we had a tournament going on, a volleyball tournament. I'm a member of the Mansfield Sunrise Rotary Club. And I saw 2 ladies. I thought she was trying to get in the door. She's like, no, we're just going around the building praying. I was like, man, go twice. She said, we are. I said it sarcastically. She said, we are. So, you know, you can't pray in schools, but they were praying outside the schools. And you can't stop that. So my brothers and sisters, get involved. Get out there, man. Get involved with you. You ain't got to. My daughter is 30 years old. My son-in-law is 30 years old. And my grandkids haven't even started school yet. But I'm out here trying to help make this world a better place because we need more volunteers. We need more mentors. We need more people being proactive instead of sitting back watching the news and see who done got killed or who done got shot or going online pulling up something, seeing where a mass murder did happen. Let's try to prevent that. And I'm out here right now telling the young adults, boys and girls, if one of your friends is plotting to do something, drop a dime on them. Call and turn them in because you never know. They might just turn on you. You see what I'm saying? Because one life is too many. I'm going to say that again. One life is too many. When my brother was murdered 1 December 99, let me get real personal with you. If you look at November 17, 1999, it was a Wednesday. I just got through talking to my brother Wilbur just a while ago before I went live. He and my brother Dale was over at my brother Bernard's house. He said, man, these jokers trying to kill me. He said, but I'm going out like Gotti. Shot up in the ceiling. I said, yo, man, I'm in the Air Force. I can't be over here, man. I got to roll. So when I got to the door, he said, hold on, Cosmo. He said, something I want you to have. My brother went in his bedroom. He came out. He gave me a Swiss Army watch. I still got it in my trunk right now. But the Swiss Army watch is irrelevant. I looked him directly in the eyes and I saw death. It was November 17th at 7:30. I was standing in the door facing him inside his apartment. I saw death in his eyes. I was in my black Saab, which I got right now. When my brothers, two other brothers, Wilbur and Dale, came on down, I turned the music off in my car. I said, Bernard, seeing death. Wilbur said, why you say that, man? I said, I saw it in his eyes. I said, and he gave away personal stuff. Then Wilbur went, but not always getting away always getting people stuff. I said, no, he's getting away personal stuff. I say, then my brother Dale said, Charles been trained. He knows. I said, trust me, he's seeing death. Now watch this. 2 weeks later, December 1st, 7:30, the guy that robbed my brother, that killed him, shot him 5 times in the chest, standing in the exact same spot that I was standing in when I saw death in his eyes. He was standing in the exact same spot where I saw death in his eyes at. 2 weeks later, look at it. Pull the counter up. November 17, 1999 was a Wednesday. December 1st, 1999 was a Wednesday. Ironically, his 57th birthday is tomorrow, which is a Wednesday. So as you see, I could still tell this story just like it just happened. And in my mind, it like it just did. So I will forever, as long as I'm able, be out here trying to help make this world a better place by any means necessary, volunteering, mentoring, going to court with young kids, going behind the walls, trying to help rehabilitate the brothers and sisters they come back out on the streets so they don't repeat what they just did. You feeling me? The good thing about going behind the wall, and it's dangerous, I'm not going to sit here and tell you a lot, that I can talk to those brothers and they share their stories with me in confidence, and I can come out here in these streets or go in these schools or community centers or in the jails and tell those young brothers and sisters, you do not want to go to prison. You do not want to commit a heinous crime. You do not want to murder somebody. You don't want to do that. So think 3 times, my brothers and sisters. Let's all of us learn to respond mentally instead of reactively or with a gun. Don't let the green grass fool you, because if the grass is greener, the water bill is higher. Yeah, they're allowing everybody to carry a gun so you can kill each other. Don't fall for the okie doke. Don't fall for that. Be smarter than that. Don't bring drugs to school. Don't bring weapons to school. School is you come to school to get an education. What do you need a weapon for? You don't need a weapon to learn. You don't need a gun to learn. It's free. You feeling me? All right, my brothers and sisters, thank y'all for listening tonight. Please share this. Who told you?